Hello, everybody, and welcome. My name is Joanna Vargas, and welcome to Live Fully here at the Fit Factor in downtown Alhambra in beautiful Los Angeles, California. We are live today with Cha and Kaysa. Now, Cha's last name, she's going to say it for me.
It's Phiboolsook.
Okay, anyway. I've known Cha forever, still can't say her last name.
No, I can't.
And Kaysa, Moreno, you got to say with an
There
accent,
you go.
right? So welcome, everybody. Thank you for watching. Both of them are our clients of the month, and Cha is our client of the month for March 2019, and Kaysa was our client of the month for February 2019. So I get to interview them today. All right? Okay, so ladies, tell us, where did you grow up and what were you like as a little girl? We'll start with Cha.
Okay, so I grew up for the majority of my years in Alhambra and Monterey Park. You can imagine, I was pretty shy, you know how shy I am. And I kept quiet, I was reserved, and yeah, I was a little bit of a tomboy. But I was also pretty ambitious because I was, raised by two business owners, so they were always hustling and working really hard. So that was like instilled in me in a pretty young age, and I was always invigorated to like create, whether it be like arts and crafts that I sold to my parents' workers or like films that I do now. Like anything that can, give people a little bit of happiness and joy and imbue them with some type of like a visceral emotion that I see my parents doing like every day. So yeah.
Thanks, Cha. And Kaysa.
I was born and raised in LA. I grew up around the downtown LA area, and I was very ambitious, very young. I think I played the violin, was in the orchestra, and I played sports. I was in the cross country all through high school, and I had major goals very young, and I knew exactly what I wanted to do. And I think, I kind of nothing could stop me. I think I was always that person. So
Cool.
yeah.
You were that girl in class. huh?
Exactly.
The
I sat in the
overachiever.
front and
Okay.
raised my hand.
I was the opposite. I was in the back.
You were in the back watching.
I was, the overachiever. Yeah, so that was me.
Thanks for sharing, gals. Tell me or tell us about your fitness journey and how did you get started? Start with Kaysa.
Okay. I joined cross country my freshman year in high school, and I was hooked with running. And so it became, I joined because it was going to look good in my college application, but it really became therapy. And so I was running in the cross country team the whole 4 years, and then in college, it just became a serious therapy for me. And so I had to run. And so I was running, not for the college or anything, but just for myself. And so that's definitely that was my starting point. Yeah.
So you've been running ever since then?
Ever since
Yeah,
then.
Kaysa does
Yeah.
a lot of 5Ks, 10Ks. Have you done half marathons?
I've done several half marathons, and I've done one full marathon.
Really?
Yeah.
What full marathon?
The Rockin in San Diego.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
before kids. That's what.
Before kids.
Yeah, so I.
BK.
Exactly. Running was definitely my therapy, and it still is, I think, now. Yeah.
Thanks, Kaysa.
Yeah.
And Cha.
My mom signed me up for sports when I was 4, so she let me try everything and anything, and eventually I just stuck with basketball.
You mean you didn't do ballet?
Did she tell you that story?
No.
I'll tell you that story later. She just told me that story. Okay, I sat in the corner in our class, but I tried it. I stuck with basketball. So I played throughout high school too, and so that's 14 years, I think. And when something is that has that major impact in your life, it's hard to like let go of it.
Yeah.
But I had to move on eventually. And then I guess the obvious choice was just to work out. And also they call your sport my sport's punishment. For basketball, we run.
Oh, that's funny.
Lines.
Yeah, exactly. I had to find something to replace it, not just only to stay active, but like on a deeper level, like that competitiveness and the determination and grit. Like I needed to fill that void. I didn't have anything to put those feelings towards. So, but going to like a public gym it didn't push me as much as basketball did. On the court, you have a coach, you have teammates, and you're always motivated. So that's why I think coming to the Fit Factor was like the best decision. And my parents had been coming here for about a year, I think, and they said to join a class, and I think your class was the first one I took. And it's comparable to like how you feel on a basketball court, because you're like pushing yourself until the class is over, until the buzzer sounds. So yeah.
And you hate your coach.
It's like love-hate.
Yeah, love-hate. Okay, ladies, tell us all, what is one thing that you've learned through your fitness journey?
One major thing is probably like knowing how hard you can push yourself, and also like the definition of hard work. Because as growing up, I never really understood why my body was changing differently than everyone else around me. Like right now, I'm doing 1 month without sweets or sugar, and my friends are in front of me eating cakes and cookies. And like that's not to be facetious towards people that don't work out or don't focus on what they want to or what they're eating. But like we have different goals, you know. And our bodies, we weren't born the same way, and it took me a while to understand that. Like if I have a certain goal, my body's going to change differently than everyone else's. But then at the same time, I'm like grateful that I get to work hard, and like that we get to be here and use our bodies in that way. So I think that was like the major thing I learned, is like discipline and working hard for what you want, and you can apply that towards anything else in your life too. So
Yeah, with me, with dance, I learned that. Yeah, interesting. Kaysa, for you, what's one thing you learned?
I think you said everything, but definitely the same. I mean, I can basically repeat exactly what you said. Discipline and just being in awe of what my body is capable of. I think running the full marathon, I remember just mile 20 and literally being in tears, because you know, you're at that point, and I remember everyone telling me that mile 20 was that mile, and just really thinking, I can't do this. Well, why am I doing this? And just okay, one step at a time. You know what I mean? And so just really being after getting it done and completing the marathon, just being in awe of what I was able to do and what my body was able to do. So that's definitely something that I've learned, that I'm definitely much more capable of a lot more things. And I think that's kind of, you know, trickled over mentally and everything else I do in life. So, yeah.
Okay, so at the 20-mile, when you started to cry, was that more of a breakthrough? Or was it fear, like, oh, I can't do this? The tears.
Yeah, that's a good question. It was, I mean, I just didn't start crying, you know, out of nowhere, but it was my really good friend called me, and she said, oh, you know, I'm here, and I'm here to support you, and, you know, how
on the run?
On the run, yeah, because I had my phone. And I just started crying to her. I'm like, I can't do this. And I think it was just a realization of, what am I doing? And, you know, can I really do this? And yeah. I don't know. Maybe it was a little bit of everything. So, yeah, but I did it after I was done. I just thought, okay, I can do anything.
The next one.
Yeah. Well, that was the first and last, I think. I haven't done one after that. So, yeah.
I like the saying of either break through or break down. Yeah, and sometimes it could look like a breakdown, but it's actually a breakthrough.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. And I've actually spoken to a couple of other people who have you know, attempted to do a full marathon, and they always end at mile 20.
Oh, and they stop.
And they stop, and then they just don't finish the marathon.
It's like more than
so I
halfway.
think it's, you know, and I think, exactly, and I think because I said, you know what, I've done, like, 20s already, like, I think I've done more than enough, and yeah, so it's more to like a breakthrough for me, and it felt like a breakdown, exactly what you just said.
But
So.
feels like a breakdown,
Yeah.
actually a breakthrough. Ladies, if you can go back and tell your pre-self, well, you started at 4 years old, but let's say even your younger self some advice, it could be through fitness or with your body, what advice would you give your younger self? Or Kaysa?
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, love yourself, you know, just be patient, and be patient with your body, I think, and take care of your body, and just be intentional. I think we're not taught that at a young age. And so I think I would definitely tell myself that, to just love your body and be intentional with your body, and take care of it. You know, it does so much for you. So, yeah.
Yeah, agreed. Everything that she said. But at the same time, I find that question interesting, because it's like, as much as you want to go back and tell your younger self, like, don't eat that, or, you know, don't do that, just to be a little bit more prudent, and like, you kind of don't want to, because if you didn't
Go through
through those failures, you know, of course you wouldn't there's a possibility of you not being on the same path that you are on right now.
Yeah.
So I feel like I wouldn't be too hard on myself, but of course, like paying attention to like what I'm doing with my body and understanding that your body's gonna change definitely, and you shouldn't compare yourself to other people.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know that was really, really detrimental for like a shy person to like to compare yourself and not having the voice to like speak out on it.
Yeah.
I love that you said that, Cha, because I would go back with that and just go, everything that's happening to you, just roll with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like do
Yeah.
it.
Just do
I know,
it.
yeah.
It's amazing.
Exactly.
Rather than advice of don't do that.
Yeah.
Just love it all. Okay. Imagine like, so let's say where we are right now, if our older self, let's say our 80-year-old self came and told us something, I know she would say that. My 80-year-old Joanna, girl, just have fun. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think she's going to tell me not to do something. So I think that's great. Well, thank you, ladies. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Cha. Thank you, Kaysa. And again, our clients of the month. And thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate it. And you can follow us online at thefitfactorstudio.com. And until next time with our next clients of the month, appreciate it so much. And remember to live fully. Bye.
Bye.
Now this is the